What is guys, and welcome back to our Road to Glory Career Mode with Plymouth, episode number 7, and today we have got deadline day and more games. To be fair, the last 3 episodes I have talked about the Premier League, the Championship, League 1, and today obviously to end it off it's going to be League 2, and I'm going to talk about how the season ended and what my thoughts on it really. But as I was saying with League 1, obviously League 2 and League 1 aren't the most kind of famous kind of leagues. I think, you know, they're not really on Sky, well they're not really on TV much, but I mean, there aren't many teams around Yorkshire where I live that are actually in League 2. I really can't name the nearest. I mean, they're all kind of down south, or there's about 3 or 4 in Wales. I mean, the closest one's obviously York City, but they've gone down to the conference now. But I'm going to talk about the top of the table first, and that's Northampton Town. Now, you know, I didn't watch much of League 2. I don't think much people do if you don't support a team in there. It's like many leagues anyway. But, you know, Northampton, they actually won 29 games, which is mad. They had 99 points, nearly, you know, breaching the 100 mark, and they only lost 5 games. So looking at it now, they would definitely, you know, deserve the top spot. And I think they clinched promotion with like 3 games left. So, you know, well done to them. And also Oxford, they finished in second with Bristol Rovers finishing third. Bristol Rovers finishing 1 point behind Oxford, but I mean, with the League 2, obviously 3 go up. 4 go up, but 3 go up automatic. And obviously Oxford had 86 points and Bristol Rovers had 85, so them 2 are going up. And to be fair, Oxford obviously have their really good player, that Kemar Roof guy. He's been linked with a few Championship clubs, so he might be on the move next season. And also Bristol City, one of their players actually got top scorer, Matty Taylor. Don't know who the hell he is, but you know, he picked up 27 goals with 5 assists, which is pretty impressive really. It is, you know, it's a very good goal stat that. I think it's the most in English football this season, so you know, well done to him. But in the playoffs there was Accrington Stanley, Plymouth Argyle, Portsmouth and Wimbledon. So, you know, obviously Wimbledon did win the playoffs, you know, last weekend. They won Plymouth 2-0 in that. Adabo Akinfenwa, you know, he did score, but he'd been released, so sadly, obviously Wimbledon are off in League 1. Sadly, we won't see Akinfenwa probably in League 1. Hopefully we will. Maybe a League 1 team might step him up, but I don't really see that. You know, he's kind of getting... So I think he does deserve a shot there, but you know, it's if clubs want him, he's getting on a bit. You know, he's in his 30s, so will clubs actually want him? I don't know. But yeah, Accrington Stanley, they obviously played Wimbledon, got beaten 2 legs, 3-2. So quite close to it. I wanted Accrington to go up because, you know, Accrington were pretty shit. You know, they're not really being a big team lately. And, you know, obviously, Team Windass' son, Josh Windass, he plays for them. And, you know, this season they've just, you know, really done well. And obviously they only lost 9 games, which is the 3rd best in the division. But, you know, unlucky to them. Also, Plymouth, you know, they got to the playoff final, beat Portsmouth, which I was quite surprised, actually. I thought Portsmouth were going to go up this year because they've been, you know, around there in the last couple of seasons. To be fair, I'm just going to say it now, guys. Portsmouth rough up next season, and if I'm wrong, I will eat a cookie. So yeah, I think Portsmouth will go next season, but they did lose to Plymouth over the 2 legs. I think overall it was 3-2 again. Yeah, I think Plymouth got a late goal in the 2nd leg. I know it was 2-2 at Portsmouth at Fratton Park, but you know, obviously Plymouth finished on 81, so they were quite behind 4th place and 3rd place. Also, Portsmouth finished on 78, so 3 points behind 5th with Plymouth. And then Wimbledon obviously had 75, 3 points behind Portsmouth, who finishes 6th. But Leyton Orient was the 8th team, and they finished on 69. So you know, there were 2 wins behind Wimbledon really. So you know, Wimbledon definitely deserved the playoffs, and obviously now in League 1. So it's just mad how things happen. But to Leyton Orient, obviously finished 8th. On 69 points, their top scorer Jay Simpson, who used to actually play for Hull City, he got 25 goals. He was the 2nd highest scorer in the league, which I'm I'm not really surprised. I mean, Jay Simpson, he was shit for us in the Championship, so going 2 tiers down, you know, might actually make him quite a good player. But he might be on his way to League 1 probably with scoring that amount of goals. But to the relegated teams, York City only winning 7 games. And I mean, Dagenham Redbridge also went down with them. Didn't do too much better. They won only 8. So, you know, they both finished on 34 points. You know, Dagenham Redbridge only finished above them because they had 1, you know, more goal difference than them. Minus 35. York had minus 36. And the second, obviously the team 22nd, who finished above relegation, was on 43 points. So they actually finished 9 points above them. So not a good season for them 2 teams at all. all, and they will be obviously coming down into the conference. So it's just mad how things happen, innit? I mean, you know, York City, obviously they haven't done too well since they've been promoted. They've been around relegation quite a lot of times, but you know, this season they did go down, did finish last, and to be fair, did they deserve it? Probably. I mean, like I said, if you're going to keep battling for relegation, you're going to go down soon, like Newcastle have this season, and, you know, it just shows you. So, yeah, obviously York and Dagenham and Brentford going down, but Yeovil Town, now, obviously, I obviously played Yeovil Town in my first game of the season with Plymouth in this career mode, and I was talking about them how they did really shit in the start. You know, they were in relegation, and somehow they you know, they've jumped to 19th. I mean, they finished on 48 points, so you know, definitely safe with those points as everyone finished. But you know, luckily they didn't go down, because I mean, they used to be a championship team, Yeovil, and it's so surprising how they've dropped so down. But also, I saw this thing on Twitter today with Wimbledon. Obviously, the old Wimbledon team used to be sick, you know, they used to be in the Premier League, but then that got changed into MK Dons. And so this Wimbledon side actually got made in 2002 in a pub. And now look at them, they're in League One. So, it's just how things happen, I don't know. You know, in 14 years, they've gone from just playing Sunday League with normal players to actually being in League One. So, you know, it's mad how things happen like that. But to the top scorers, obviously, Matty Taylor, like I've already mentioned, for Bristol Rovers. He's finished with 27 goals, 5 assists. And obviously behind him with 25 goals, Jay Simpson for Leyton Orient. But, you know, John Akendi for Barnet. Barnet, I mean, they finished 15th, so just a mid-table, well, kind of just an average side. He actually finished on 23 goals with 8 assists, so he did quite well, actually. And also, this Lyle Taylor guy also was playing for Wimbledon and actually did score. He got 22 goals and 6 assists. And then Kemar Roof, obviously the guy I mentioned for Oxford, who will probably be going into the Championship next season. He got 18 goals with 9 assists, so pretty impressive there. And then, you know, this Billy Key, 17 for Accrington. Matt Green, 16 for Mansfield. And Josh Windass also got 16 for Accrington. So, you know, all around there, quite high goal scorers, to be fair. You know, in the Championship, I think there was only a few with like 20, like mid-20s, and quite a lot with like below 20. So, you know, quite all-round goal scorers, to be fair, which I do think is good. But obviously Northampton did obviously pip everyone in the end and win the title. And to be fair, they are looking like a good team, and you know, might do well in League One. But you know, the teams that will be coming up is Cheltenham. Now, Cheltenham used to be in League Two. I think they did actually get relegated last season. I'm sure they did. I remember them on FIFA. But as well, Forest Green Rovers. Now, I've used this team on what's the game called? Football Manager. And, you know, obviously, they are getting promoted in the end, which is a bit shit. Actually, the team that's getting promoted with them is Grimsby. So, yeah, Grimsby will be coming up, which I'm quite surprised about, really. I didn't think they would, but, you know, in the end they are. So, you know, obviously it's Cheltenham coming up and Grimsby, and that means there's another kind of team near me that is, you know, coming up. So, well done to them, and good luck to Grimsby. And, I mean, if you go to you know, Grimsby for a away game, you're definitely coming back stinking of fish. So, I mean, good luck to them, really. But, yeah, Cheltenham and Grimsby are the two teams coming up. And, you know, that's obviously that's kind of my roundup of the Football League, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I said at the start of the episode, I ain't seen a lot of it. I don't watch a lot of it. I think the only times they're on Sky is when there's international breaks. Obviously, most players, obviously don't get picked for the nation because they aren't really good enough. So yeah, that's the only really times you see them on Sky, or it's the playoffs. So yeah, you don't see a lot. I mean, should there be more? Maybe, I'm not sure, but you know, I kind of like the Championship more because it's better quality. I think everyone prefers to support, you know, better teams versus more quality football, but I think the better fans are at kind of the bottom end of the divisions, because you know, they're kind of, I think, more passionate, more loyal, because, you know, you get these like score supporters sort of spotting Man U, Chelsea, and, you know, not really just saying, you know, knowing all the main players. But, you know, once Chelsea's done shit this season, you know, you've got people saying, oh yeah, I didn't really support them, I supported these. So, you know, I think the better fans are in lower divisions, but, you know, you could prove me wrong on that. But yeah, that's my roundup. League 2 overall this season, thought I did very well. I'm looking forward to Oxford, Northampton, and how Wimbledon do in League 1. But anyway, guys, you know, that's my roundup for this episode. As you see in the last game, we did actually lose to Northampton Town. I don't know if they're going up this season or not. You'll see in the end, obviously, at the end episode. But, you know, I mean, they finished the league at first in real life, but that's actually only my second loss this season, so I'm doing quite well. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace!